Hello everyone, this is Yoko. In this channel, I will be sharing information in English that I have gathered myself, as events happening in China may not be widely known in other countries. I receive information from various media sources, and I would appreciate your comments on the content of the videos. If you like what you see, please consider subscribing to the channel and supporting it. In this video, I am discussing the reasons behind the current economic downturn in China. It is widely recognized that domestic consumption in China is sluggish. Special programs on Chinese New Year discuss ways to stimulate domestic consumption in the country. However, Chinese television programs are essentially part of the Communist Party's propaganda, and the discussions often deviate from the core issues. Internet users are surprised by this situation. The premise of the program suggests that Chinese people have significant savings but are reluctant to spend them. However, criticism arises because it is unclear whether Chinese people actually have substantial savings. Chinese TV programs may seem to freely discuss topics, but in reality, they are part of the Communist Party's propaganda, and the speakers have reasons behind their statements. In one program, the host raised the issue that Chinese people have substantial savings but are unwilling to spend them. An economically knowledgeable guest provided an abstract response, and the program remained somewhat evasive without concrete solutions. The abstract response emphasized the need to restore trust in the economy and the importance of fairness in government policies. The very premise of the discussion is criticized, suggesting that Chinese people have significant savings but do not use them. There are doubts about whether this is true. The host's statements align with figures provided by the People's Bank of China, indicating a total deposit amount of around 130 trillion yuan. Considering China's population is approximately 1.4 billion, this is a substantial amount. On average, if we calculate, each Chinese person is said to have savings of about 100,000 yuan, which is equivalent to approximately 2 million yen in Japanese currency. However, given the increasing number of people struggling to make ends meet in China, many find it difficult to believe in this figure. Therefore, when hearing such statements on television, viewers feel that it does not accurately represent the current economic challenges faced by many in China, and they cannot relate to it. By the way, it is widely recognized that the concept of averages doesn't hold much meaning in China. Indeed, the total amount of deposits nationwide in China is substantial. However, this money is concentrated in a very small percentage of the population. Therefore, looking at the average, it may seem like each person has 2 million yen, but in reality, most of it is concentrated among the ultra-wealthy, and the majority of people do not possess such amounts. In China, the current situation is not that people have money but don't spend it, rather, many people simply do not have enough money to spend. As I mentioned on this channel last year, about 1 billion people in China earn less than 2,000 yuan per month. This information was disclosed by a Chinese economist on the internet, but shortly after, the article itself was deleted. Similar cases have occurred before, acknowledging the existence of many Chinese people earning less than 1,000 yuan, for example. Some Chinese scholars have taken a significant number of random samples to gather statistics on the monthly income of Chinese people. However, as such information is inconvenient for the Communist Party, it is often deleted or suppressed to prevent its spread. It is still believed that there are a considerable number of people in China earning less than 1,000 yuan per month. In other words, while China's total deposit amount is indeed substantial, the concentration of wealth in a portion of the population contributes to the reality of sluggish domestic consumption. To put it differently, redistributing 1 billion yuan among 100 people at 10 million yuan each would likely stimulate consumption more than concentrating it in one person with 10 billion yuan. Talking about individual consumption, as many are somewhat aware, it is a straightforward logic that economic activity becomes more active in relatively affluent countries. However, in China's case, despite its large population and substantial deposits, the domestic economy is facing challenges. Why is that? First and foremost, the excessive concentration of wealth is a factor everyone understands. Now, are there any measures to address this? Those holding the concentrated wealth are individuals who determine the country's policies. In essence, the top echelons of the Communist Party, essentially the party officials, monopolize wealth. Distributing this to the citizens would mean voluntarily relinquishing their own wealth. However, those who control the Communist Party have no intention of doing so. They hoard the accumulated wealth and seek to accumulate even more, rather than sharing it. In a situation where the wealthy have no inclination to share their wealth with the poor citizens, the domestic economy in China naturally falters, with little hope of improvement for the impoverished. In China, instead of utilizing the accumulated wealth to stimulate the economy, there is the fact that a few individuals possess immense wealth and hoard it. These influential individuals control both funds and decision-making, contributing to the lack of economic activity. This situation is not unique to China and is common in countries where affluent individuals wield political power. While democracy provides mechanisms to prevent extreme disparities, it is not foolproof. Even in democracies, wealthy individuals can influence politics. However, in non-democratic countries like China, where mechanisms for reform are scarce, the lower strata of wealth must either endure the situation or resort to dangerous means like overthrowing the government. In conclusion, the issue of wealth concentration and its impact on economic disparity is not easily resolved. While democracy is not perfect, it provides some balance and checks, requiring informed and discerning citizens. In the context of China's control by the Communist Party, it is crucial to recognize that individual party members prioritize their own interests over the welfare of the majority. This is particularly important for the Japanese, considering the geopolitical trends and the potential adverse effects of the actions of the Chinese Communist Party on Japan. That concludes our discussion for today. Until next time.